What's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of SpeedSim. My name is Andre.
And I'm E-House.
We're going to talk about our battle belt setups, just how we organize things, what we think is important, and so on and so forth. Take this with the biggest grain of salt ever, because this is all personal preference. This is not how you should do it. This is just how we feel this is how we like to set up our belts.
Exactly. This is just talking about prioritizing things, the way you prioritize them, and different stuff like that.
Right. All right, why don't you kick us off here?
Okay, so I actually have two battle belts here. One is mine, and the other is my buddy Corey's. And Corey and I have kind of a similar approach to our battle belt. We basically, because we run rifle primary, pistol secondary. Generally, the battle belt is where we'll keep the pistol-related items. So I might have a couple of pistol mags in my plate carrier, or if I'm not running a belt, I will. But usually when I'm running a belt, I have enough to sustain the handgun on my belt, and I have a couple of rifle magazines as my speed reload source. So that's how we kind of view the battle belt and what it's useful for. It's not so much that we pile a ton of stuff on there. We try to keep it relatively light, but we want to have enough on the belt that if for some reason we decide to ditch the rig, which, I mean, I don't do that frequently, but also just to have that organized on your belt, distributed with good weight distribution. Obviously, that's not very creative wording. And quick access. That's what the belt is for, is quick access to these items. So Corey just has his Serpa holster, a little carabiner or clip here for his gloves or for any kind of miscellaneous that goes on there. A 511 gnome patch, because Corey.
511.
Yeah. Dump pouch, because belt mounting a dump pouch, generally speaking, is going to be the most preferred method. It can be kind of awkward weight in addition to your plate carrier or your chest rig. It can make it sag or move to one side or the other. With a belt mounted dump pouch, one, you always have it on you, and two, yes, it's going to smack you in the butt when you start putting mags in there, but you have access to it from both sides. If you put it right on the rear here, you can use it with your right or your left hand if you're shooting offhand. And you're going to have access to those mags at all times as well to top them off or to reorganize or reindex them. And then Corey has a closed-top rifle pouch on his battle belt because he actually reloads from his chest rig or plate carrier most of the time for his quick reload source, and he likes having the extra retention for his rifle mag. And then he has a taco pouch for his pistol because, one, he runs a couple of different pistols, and we've already talked about how amazing tacos are. And two, this is a good speed reload source for the pistol, so that's how he has that. And he usually has a couple of closed-top pistol pouches on his rig in some capacities. Sometimes he'll put a multi-tool or a speed loader in there instead, but this is his speed reload source for the pistol. And then this is my kit. I have the Blackhawk Omnivore because if you've seen my review, you know how much I love this holster, you know why I love this holster, and it holds my high kappa nice and safe. I also have a grenade pouch on my battle belt because when I'm using this belt, I want to have a grenade on me if I'm running this as my standalone kit for the day, because I will do that sometimes. Or this can also be a good just general utility pouch. It's got enough retention I can put my phone and a medical kit in there. I've done that on a few occasions because if you want to have a medical kit on you, it's probably a good idea. Then I've got a HSGI Magnet dump pouch. Again, we've already talked about how awesome that is. And again, it's centered on the back so that I can access it from my right and my left side. The grenade pouch is toward the right to balance out the weight a little bit and to balance out from the pistol mags that are really heavy. And that also lets me access that with my right hand because if I draw the grenade with my right hand, pull the pin with my left, then I immediately am ready to throw it. Then I have the speed reload source for my rifle. I have two tacos. This is personal preference. I find it very quick and very easy to reload from my belt. That is my fastest reload generally because I can get a really good deep index on that rifle magazine, bring it up in a pretty natural motion and put it right into the receiver and be ready to go. So I have taco pouches on here. These will hold my M4 and my AK mags and even an M14 if I ever decide to get one of those. Then I've got pistol tacos for my high kappa because much like Corey, my belt is my speed reload source and usually my primary reload source for my handgun as well. So that's kind of the way I got it set up. And they got a couple different types of belts here. This is a 511 V Tach belt. I have a review on this if you want to know the pros and cons of this. And this is a Ronin Tactics belt. Also have a review on this if you want to know the pros and cons of this, which is an inner outer belt. But we'll talk more about that after Andre.
Right. So the way I have set up mine is I have a holster here for my pistol. Since this is my primary use, I don't often use a chest rig unless I feel like, that day I feel like using it. This is more or less my grab and go battle of my belt here. I have my pistol holster. I don't use it for retention. I only use it for objective type of situations where we're doing captured flag or something like that, or any sort of objective where I need to put my pistol down and raise up the flag or do something with my hands that I can't do with the pistol in my other hand. So this is just only to hold the pistol in its place when I'm doing those objectives. This is also multi-purpose. It fits my high kappa. It also fits my Glock and a couple other pistols that I have at my disposal that I can use. So I like having a multi-purpose type of holster. This is just the this is the Glock holster from Valken. Ironically enough, it does fit a high kappa just to hold it, so that's why I chose that one. Moving along, I have this universal tactical clip we did a video on it about our rifle setups and how we set that up. And as you guys seen, I did have the universal clip on that gun and it just slips right here. So when I do want to use that, it clips on right here. I have nothing on the back, unlike him. I find it very difficult to get my hand all the way around my back and drop my mags in it. I don't know, for some reason I just have a really hard time, so I don't like doing that too often. And then moving along to the left-hand side, I have my 4 taco pouches for my mags. Since again, my primary gun is usually a pistol, so that's where I keep the mags for that, unless I'm running the box mag, as you guys seen. And then I keep my magnet high-speed gear dump pouch on the left-hand side because it's much easier for me to drop it in when I'm reloading. So I drop the mag and just drop it on my side and then grab the mag, and I'm much faster that way. Same thing with my rifles. I just drop the mag and put it in there. When I do switch offhand, I never find myself reloading offhand too often because it's very situational why I would need to switch to my offhand, and I usually don't go too much into, or I don't dump too many rounds offhand. And if I do, I can always sit back and put it away and engage again later on. So that's how I have set mine up. It's not too much in depth as to reasons why I have it set up. It's very straightforward. The battle belt that I'm using here is the SpeedQB one. We've done a video on that. If you guys have any interest on that, you can check it out. It's a really nice battle belt. It has the neoprene on the inside, so it attaches to your waist, and it's an inner outer belt kind of system where the sides here come off and you can get a second set of panels to put other stuff on in case you want to run a rifle or some sort of like that.
Yeah, and that's where we get into kind of the different types of battle belts. Right. So that's kind of a hybrid outer and inner outer system.
Except it's more or less on the outside of your body versus like the Ronin tactics here, where you feed it through the belt loops of your pants, and then you put the outer portion on the outside. I have a video on the speed belt that I have, and that's pretty much similar to what the Ronin is here. This is more a hybrid, like Eric said. This actually just goes like your Condor belts, like most of you guys run. That just sits on your hip, and on the outside you clip it on, and then it has the inner outer belt kind of system where you can get different panels to set it up in different ways. Yeah,
so that's the strength of that kind of system. Yes. You get a lot of different setups. This one is not meant for that. This is just meant that the inner belt Velcro retains the outer belt to your body, keeps it in one place. Right. So that's the advantage of this type of inner outer belt, like the IPSC belts, Ronin Tactics, and a lot of other companies actually are starting to come out with their own versions that are all across the board in price.
HSGI has theirs now.
They just came out with theirs. Then you've also got like we were talking about, the traditional battle belt. Belts. Yeah, this is the 511, but it's kind of just your basic, goes over your hips, you run a secondary belt through it, and that just retains it to your body with friction. Again, you can peruse the video on that if you want to know how well it does that, and this, we won't go super in depth, but that's just what we run and why we run it.
Yeah. Like I said, take it with the extra grain of salt because this is, again, personal preference. Every player is different. You have different needs. So these are just the way we have set it up, and it might help you set up your battle belt if you're having troubles figuring out exactly where to place yours and for what reasons.
Yeah, I would say one of the big things to focus on is don't put things where they jab you when you bend over. I think that's something a lot of people have a hard time figuring out. They'll put stuff right up into their front and their appendix and their gut area, and I don't like that. So as you can see, I have my pistol magazines back a couple of molly rows, so they're about here, which is about the limit of they're not jabbing into me when I'm bending over.
Right, and that's the great thing about the SpeedQB belt here, because it has that kind of
gap.
leeway here where you don't get jagged on the side. So I like that about that. But yeah, that's it for the most part. This is the way we set it up. So again, like I said, if this is going to help you, please leave a comment down below. Tell us how you guys have set it up. But thanks for watching. My name is Andre.
And I'm E-House.
And we'll catch you in the next one.
Peace.
See ya.